Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is SaulApeMan, and have you know that a huge Twitch streamer has started playing Warcraft 3 after 20 years maybe? Mr. Dendi, who is a founder of B8 Esports and first Dota T1 winner, basically accepted Grabby challenge because Grabby, the huge Warcraft 3 RTS streamer, is organizing tournament at the start of March for many World of Warcraft streamers, but in Warcraft 3. And Mr. Dendi has been practicing a little bit, and today he joined Warcraft 3 Champions. And if you don't know what Warcraft 3 Champions is, it's like a better ladder. And so far he only has 5 games. And in this video I'm going to show you how Mr. Dendi actually plays Warcraft 3, because let me tell you, this guy has potential. Mr. Dendi is a Night player, and I watched few of his games, and let me tell you, he knows the basics quite well. In Night Mirror he played really well, but in general, later I saw his game versus some human and he was very aggressive with Warden. And ladies and gentlemen, what is he doing? We are on the map that is called Last Refuge, and in my 3 years long Warcraft 3 career, I have never ever seen a player making Ancient of War at this spot. I will explain you why this is important, because a Night Elf creeping requires you to basically produce one archer, so range, a very fragile unit, but with the power of this archer you can basically manipulate the creep a little bit, pull the creep close to your Ancient of War, and Ancient of War is strong, because some Night Elf buildings called Ancients then can be uprooted, they can eat a tree to get HP back, and they can tank a lot, and they can deal a lot of damage. Of course you can produce more archers, but this is calculated because Night Elf want to take quickly anyway. So ladies and gentlemen, why this position is bad? Because it's so hard to creep this camp, so I really wonder how Mr. Dendi is going to solve this situation. Again, he hasn't been playing a lot of Warcraft, but he's practicing, he's very ambitious, he's a great gamer from Dota, of course. And let me tell you, this is definitely not meta, and I think that he will learn meta sooner than later. And of course, maybe Mr. Grabby will give him some advice, and I think that Mr. Dendi will learn really quickly, because the basics are there. I can see that he used to play Warcraft 3 long time ago, and look at this, he's making 2 archers. Okay, he's like, okay, this camp is big, I'm going for 2 archers, and this is rare to see, but sometimes, yes, sometimes we make 2 archers, but yes, I think that it's not optimal. And what is he doing? He's playing Immolation. So he plays versus human, and on high level we usually try to harass the human after the first camp, but as we can see, Mr. Dendi is going to creep his demon hunter, which of course can happen, but on high level humans are expanding and neither need to react immediately to stop the expansion, but this is not high level, this is around 1400 MMR on Warcraft 3 Champions. And 1400 MMR on Warcraft 3 Champions is I don't know if it's going to be actually Mr. Dendi MMR, because MMR is changing, MMR is ELO, you know how strong you are, this rating is changing quite rapidly, and okay, with 3 archers he may be able to creep it without big issues. So let's see, he needs to pull, so attack with an archer once, in order to lure those monsters to Ancient of War, so Ancient of War will tank. And yes, as we can see, Mr. Dendi is waiting for this to happen, but look, can he go with Immolation into the middle of everything? And look at this, perfect! He's damaging 4 players. What, 4 units, what control by Mr. Dendi. I can see this experience, but as we can see, there is no wisp on him, so he's not okay. And this is Pali Rifle, ladies and gentlemen. His opponent is playing human, and his opponent is not playing Archmage Footman. His opponent is playing Pali Rifle, but ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dendi was able to creep this. He got big mana stone, which is okay, but the problem is that he lost a lot of HP from his demon hunter. Of course, he can use Moonwells, but he already used them, and that's why this creeping is not as efficient. He scouted with the Goblin Laboratory, but it costs gold, so he should just have 1 wisp there. And he's making early shop, but this early shop is not going to help him that much, because there is no healing. in the night elf shop. You can buy artificial night, so moonstone item to, because during the night moon wells, so farms of night elves that are getting full of this moon juice that you can drink and you can regenerate HP and mana. Ladies and gentlemen, the first encounter of Pala Rifle and Mr. Dendi. Can he figure out how to play versus Pala Rifle? Because Pala Rifle is quite oppressive, you know, so that's the real test how good he is. He can use the mana burn quite well, but the Shadow Melt was late. And there is also Sentry Ward on his opponent. Of course, in Warcraft 3 you can click on opponent hero, and then we see the items in his inventory. And no, Mr. Dendi, be careful. It can be Sentry Ward here that gives vision.
Your building is completely.
Okay. The Paladin can plant the Sentry Ward. Okay, we are fighting. Body blocks, Mr. Dendi with amazing body blocks. Oh my god, this guy is good. And he's going for the Rifleman. And can he get it? He got the Rifleman level 3. Nice micro, ladies and gentlemen. But is he macroing? Okay, he got tier 2, and on tier 2 what we need to do versus a Pala Rifle is to go very fast tier 3 and just produce bears, right? Because rifles are very good versus dryads, so we don't want to make dryads. But look at this, Mr. Dendi. Mr. Dendi, maybe he tagged too quickly, maybe he had too little wisp. I think that was the problem. Sorry, I didn't notice it at the start of the game, but I think that his lumber is low and he's floating 1000 gold. He's floating 1000 gold. So bear timing, so the moment when you have this powerful anti-rifle units, you have around minute 9, and definitely with this build he will be quite late. 1000 gold, we can't have 1000 gold. He's microing quite well, but it's like, you know, he doesn't have his second hero, and the second hero would help a lot. Of course, versus Pala Rifle we go for the Naga, because man, Naga with the cold arrow ability, it can like slow down the Paladin, you can be oppressive. And we are close to the tavern. Is Mr. Dendi going to buy the second hero? Let's see about that. He's losing those archers, and he has 1400 gold. You can't have 1400 gold, so solid start of the game. Maybe, you know, the build order wasn't optimal, maybe the creep road wasn't optimal, but he was doing well. But now he is basically slow. He's basically slow, and is Dark Ranger going to do impact here? I don't think so. We need to kill at least one Rifleman. Dark Arrow, it's good when you kill units, and Dark Arrow gives a little bit of that bonus damage, but not that much. So yes, I'm not really happy about this harassment, and Blood Mage is here, and Blood Mage can take all of the mana from Demon Hunter and from the Dark Ranger, so we are going back. Double Ancient of Lore. Those lores should be made in more defensive position, so I don't like it. I like the Scouting Wisp. And if Mr. Dendi wants to do pressure, I would recommend him to basically go for Naga, because Naga, like, if we go through all of the matchups of Nidal and we won't follow the meta, it's either Demon Hunter Naga or Demon Hunter Keeper or Demon Hunter Panda, and the most popular combination is Demon Hunter Naga. Demon Hunter Dark Ranger is basically a little bit of fun spec, so Mr. Dendi, you know, maybe he's experimenting, or maybe he just doesn't know what's in 2025 Warcraft 3 is the best. But look at this, his buildings are late, he still has 800 gold, he's not producing his bears, and without his bears he will be quite fragile. The bears, you know, Druid of the Claw, that's the name, they can provide healing. And yes, you can see in this game how bad macro can basically stop your dream of playing, of having a success. Because look at this Pala Rifle player, even though they're on similar skill level, because Warcraft with Champions matchmaking is good, look how the Pala Rifle player played. He just produced mass unit. Mr. Dendi is in front of everything, and people say that Pala Rifle is pretty oppressive. Yes, it's oppressive because it punishes you. If you have bears late, you have like very weird units, then you are just going to die, I'm afraid. And Mr. Dendi is producing Dryads, so Dryads are terrible, as I said, versus Pala Rifle. Demon Hunter is, you know, trying, he's trying, and he is around, he's around. And Demon Hunter died with a TP. There was a shop, he could buy the healing potion, so Mr. Dendi was a little bit overwhelmed. And yes, as you can see, he has good basics, but it's easy to recreate those first 2-3 minutes, and later he was a little bit lost, right? He was focused on fighting in the middle. That was his first game in Warcraft 3, and I have seen that he's still playing on ladder, and you know, the polar rifle is charging through. And ladies and gentlemen, in the next video I will definitely show you his improvement, because he strikes me like a guy that likes to improve a lot. So now he's probably just thinking what he did wrong, and definitely the Dryad are not the good units. He killed actually one Walker or one Rifleman, so the Dark Ranger was able to create one skeleton, but again, I don't like the Dark Ranger choice. The Demon Hunter is like halfway done in the altar, but yes, the Polar Rifle player is just going to roll over you. So yes, people say that Polar Rifle is easy to execute if you understand the whole concept to play Paladin, Bloodmage, and just push with beautiful rifle. Yes, it's quite easy, but of course Mr. Dendi could rush the bears, and he didn't. So ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of a shorter game, and I wanted to just highlight this Ancient of War creeping was pretty impressive. By the way, if you like to creep with 3 archers, you should go for Tavern Hero build, and you know, you may say, Saul, Tavern Heroes are not meta. You know, if you have strong micro, if you know how to execute the Tavern Hero, you can be like happy loss to Firelord first versus TGW not that long ago on ladder, so it's possible. So ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Dendi. I think that he'll improve quickly. That was a very creative game. And thank you for watching, guys. Please, I'm trying to get into 1000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you can help, please just hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and I'm going to follow the journey of all of those big streamers that are trying Warcraft 3. I'm live on Twitch every day on SaulApeMan.tv, on Twitch TV, twitch.tv/SaulApeMan, and it was my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.